Hola mortales, mi nombre es Carolina Ames y yo soy una simple mortal. Bienvenidos a este nuevo video de entrevistas en la sección Entrevistando Una Simple Mortal. Y tengo el placer y más que todo la sorpresa, la dicha, la alegría de poder entrevistar a alguien a quien he podido conocer a través de redes sociales y quien agradezco de antemano y agradezco muchísimo que haya aceptado poder estar en la entrevista. Ella no es peruana, sin embargo está de este lado de la viñeta por donde estoy yo, ya que como se recordarán yo me encuentro en Suecia y ella también pertenece a un país nórdico. Sin más preámbulo, vamos a hablar con ella y sobre su afición, que en este caso vamos a hablar sobre cosplays. Sí, toda esta pasión, este hobby de poder interpretar de alguna manera en vestimenta, maquillaje a personajes de ciencia ficción, de cómic, películas, de animes, de lo que ustedes se puedan imaginar, y ella nos va a contar sobre su gusto y cómo empezó a desarrollar este amor por el cosplay. Así que sin más preámbulo, vamos a la entrevista. Hola mortales, mi nombre es Carolina Ames y yo soy una simple mortal. Hoy día en esta sección de entrevistas tengo el honor, el placer de entrevistar a Lady of Light y con ella vamos a hablar sobre el tema de los blogs y el tema de los cosplay. Durante la entrevista se va a llevar a cabo en inglés, ya posteriormente les voy a dar los subtítulos en español. Sin embargo, para más facilidad y mejor comodidad para la invitada, vamos a desarrollar la entrevista en inglés, que ahora vamos a hablar de ahora en adelante inglés. So, Lady of Light, welcome. Thank you for being here. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for having me. This is such a cool opportunity.
Can I still call you Lady of Light, or do you have another name so everyone can call you, or fine Lady of Light?
My name is Ira. You can call me that or Lady of Light. Both is good.
Okay, so you don't you bother that I call you Lady of Light?
No, it's totally fine. I go by that name as well.
Okay, that's good. Lady of Light. I know that you are so interested in when it comes to cosplaying. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
How this passion or this hobby when it comes to cosplaying, how did you came up with this? I mean, how was this passion born?
I kind of just developed into it over time. Like even when I was a kid, I was really interested in like dressing up and pretending to be some characters I had seen in films or whatever. And then just after I started my Instagram page, I started seeing more and more of these cosplayers on my feed. And like it just happened kind of. There was like a Halloween party or something, and I was like, okay, I really want to dress up. And then I did it once, and then it just like kept going, and here I am.
Yeah, that's good. Which was the first cosplaying that you have ever made?
I think it was Castiel. Yes, for one of my Halloween parties back in 2014 or 15. 14 probably, yeah.
Did you buy it or did you do it by yourself?
I thrifted it, so I found a trench jacket and then I just went out to a flea market and bought like a shirt and stole my father's tie and like just put it together. There was no crafting involved, so it was really easy to put together.
Okay, so you can say that the introduction to this cosplay world was by your own, or also because some people, some friends encouraged you to do it, or it was completely by your own?
I would say it came more from me personally. I don't really have too many friends like when I was growing up that would have been interested in cosplay and stuff. So it came from me mostly.
Motivation was the TV series, right? Or some films or movies?
Yeah. When I can relate to a character really well, then I just want to kind of become them, like to feel more connected to them. And yeah, I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I do it.
Well, Lady of Light, I mean, we have talked by Instagram most of the time, and eventually we came here to this interview, but can you tell to the people who probably that are from South America, where I come from, where are you from? You can introduce yourself so they can have a better perspective, a better image from you. I mean, who you are.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Ira, and I am from Finland. So from Northern Europe. Here I am. I have been living all my life in Helsinki. I have two brothers, and I have a degree in English language. And yeah, I think that's some basic information about me.
And what would you consider your most favorites? Probably if you want to consider separately, like TV shows and movies.
For movies, it's definitely The Lord of Rings. That's yes, I saw your Gandalf. That's awesome. That was the first big fandom that I became a part of, and because of that, it has such a special place in my heart, always will. And as for television shows, my favorite is Supernatural. I remember I started watching it right as it aired here in Finland back in 2006 or something, and it was love at first episode. Like, that's something I've never experienced before or after. So yeah, I think those are definitely my favorites on these ones.
Ah, nice. I mean, I have also watched the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy and all the films. But when it comes to Supernatural, I hope you don't hate me because I haven't watched it. I mean, not completely, by episodes when I could watch it by television, not like a really expert when it comes to Supernatural. So I have to apologize in front of you for that.
It's okay.
Do your friends know about your passion when it comes to the cosplay?
Yes, they do. I'm really open about my hobbies. When I was younger, I maybe wasn't as much, but especially after I started the account, I've become more and more open about everything, and I don't see a point in hiding one of the biggest sides of me, because cosplay and being a geek, that really makes me me.
What do your friends think about that?
They are really supportive. I have photo shoots with my friends. They come with me as they take the pictures, or they come dressed up with me. Some, of course, don't get it fully, but they can clearly see it means a lot to me, so they still support me. So it's been really great that I haven't had to face too much judgment or anything from the people closest to me.
You said something interesting, like when you were younger, you were hiding this aspect, like this hobby or passion that you really like. Why do you think that people hide that passion, which we consider that they are health? I mean, they don't produce any damage or they don't hurt anyone.
That's a really interesting question. I think people still kind of view geeks as a minority, so they might not fully understand what's going on. Why would this person be so interested in these kinds of things? And well, the question for some people that I've spoken with before is that because everything is fictional, why would someone care so much about something that is not real? Because there's real issues in the world that we could focus our energies on or whatever. But I just I find that being interested in films and pop culture in general, it doesn't take away like the possibility that you could be also interested in the real things. So I think that's one of the biggest reasons, probably.
What would you say to yourself, to your younger self, with your perspective from now, your current perspective?
Well, I would say that just be you, like completely. Like there's no need to hide anything, because there will always be people who don't understand something, but there will always be also those that do. And like there is this whole community out there. I think social media has been really helpful in realizing that we're actually not alone, and like we're actually not such a small group that I thought maybe when I was younger, that there weren't too many people like me. So just, I would say that just fully embrace yourself, just go for it. Don't overthink it.
Overthinking sometimes is really difficult to stop doing.
I know.
Yes, I do myself as well.
Yeah, I think social media played a big part in it, because when I was growing up, there wasn't social media yet. So you could only like interact with people who were physically around you. Mm-hmm. And if those people didn't happen to be super excited about these things, then you had no opportunity to see that there actually are other people. Like everybody was in their own bubble somehow. So it was harder to see the full picture. But now with social media, I feel like people are more and more open about this kind of hobby right from the start, which is amazing. And I think we are kind of changing the view about geeks, that we are not just some, I mean, sure, we are weird in some ways, but like we're not weird.
Yeah, it's just that we have different interests. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As anyone. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, not only social media, because there are also some events like Comic-Cons where you can realize the dimension of cosplay role is. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I have never been in Comic-Con San Diego, for example. I have never been, and it's one of my wishes to be there. But in Peru, there were twice Comic-Con Lima. And also, when it comes to animes and mangas, there were some little events. So you could see people like were performing cosplay, but they were really good when it comes to performing the character. So
yeah.
Also through these events, there are also another society or another fandom or another community that they also do the cosplaying as well. I mean, personally speaking, I would not be able to do cosplay because I cannot find a character that is similar to me. Also, it takes a lot of patience because of the details, I might say.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure you can find a character that you can relate to at some point, and like it's all about having fun. Like having fun. Yeah, it's something that you shouldn't take too seriously. I mean, there are people who like go for super screen accurate things, and like they have to craft every little piece by themselves. And I mean, that's fine if they want to do it, but for me, I could never do it. I'm just, I think I'm that lazy in a sense that I don't care about the absolute details too much. It's just about feeling the thing. But full disclosure, like I haven't made like all of my costumes from scratch. I've bought pieces, and I love doing like thrifted cosplays. So going out and like finding a shirt that I can maybe modify further, but like I'm not, if there is a shirt in a store, I'm not going to sew it from scratch. No, I'm not going to go there. That would like take so much energy and time, but that works for me. It might not work for somebody else, but like it's all about what makes you happy, how you want to do it.
Yes, I completely agree with you. I mean, if you like to buy it completely done, it's okay. If you want to do it from scratch, as you were saying, it's also completely fine. And if you want to do like a mix or a combination, like having bought something or having some other stuff from scratch, it's also fine.
Totally.
Yes. Regarding the like doing the cosplay, like do you have like a budget to do the cosplay?
I don't really set up any strict budgets for myself, and I don't keep track of like time, how much time I have spent like crafting on one costume. I know some people like to do that as well. I just I don't know, I find a character I want to do, and then I go for it. I try finding pieces, looking through like online stores. What can I find ready? If there isn't anything, then what do I need to craft myself? And like it's different for every character, because like you said, some costumes can be bought, some can't. And if you can buy something, it might be like super expensive. So there's like, it always varies depending on the character.
Well, a lady of light. I mean, it's really interesting to call you like that. I feel like I am in presence of a queen, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
That has been the first part of the interview. I hope it went so well for you.
Yeah.
In my YouTube channel, I was saying that I was going to do some interviews to different women for the different worlds which I am really interested in, like anime, manga, comics, films, cosplaying as you. Since it has been the International Women's Day, I wanted to do like several interviews with different women, and you are being part of that.
Yes.
In this month of March that we were celebrating and commemorating the International Women's Day, how do you perceive yourself as a woman in this cosplay world?
Well, I personally find cosplaying really empowering, because you see these incredibly strong and charismatic like female characters on film and TV, and through cosplay you get to like become them. And I feel that, I mean, I'm not saying that we like as private persons aren't strong or charismatic or anything like that, because yes, we are. But I think through cosplay we can like find new sides about ourselves, or like if we're having a bad day and then we see ourselves in cosplay, we like, it reminds us that okay, there is this strength in me. And I find that really interesting. And I'm pretty sure that's something that other women feel as well with this hobby.
Interesting perspective. I wouldn't have thought about that, actually. I have to be honest. The empowerment perception that you were talking about is really interesting. I'm also an introvert, and as you were saying, like cosplaying gives you that different sides of someone else that probably that person didn't know that person has. It enables to improve in other sides or in another aspects as a person.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thanks to WandaVision, the last Marvel series, and also a lot of TV shows and films where, as you said, that we can find women or female characters that are power. I think that also that enables us to remind us that we are also powerful and that we can do everything as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, when it comes to your Instagram account, can you tell us about the concept of your Instagram account?
So I started my account back in the beginning of 2015. So it's been a little over 6 years now. And well, I've obviously had these passions for a longer time, but I just felt that because I was posting these fandom things on my personal account before, not as much as I do here on this account, but anyways, I started to feel like, okay, this is like, I have so much content of this kind that creating like a separate account for that could be amazing. And I was scrolling through some Lord of the Rings hashtag or the Hobbit hashtag, and I saw this edit that was beautiful. I can't remember what was in the edit, but I commented something and I realized the person that had made the edit was also from Finland. And I was like I said, I didn't know that there were people with such big passion here besides me. And like seeing that there was somebody else who had a separate like fandom account here in Finland for the same kinds of things that I love, that really gave me like the final push to create my own account as well.
So we have to be thankful to that fandom community that you found in order that we could finally meet you.
Exactly, yes. Like I didn't have like a full concept when I created the account. It's grown over time, and I've studied communications at university as well, so that's like helped me to like apply my skills to my account as well. So it's been very educational for me to have the account run it and like think of all the aspects that come with it.
Well, eventually we all learning every new stuff every day, actually, right? I mean, we don't stop studying and learning.
Yeah, that is true.
According to your pictures that you show in your social media, rather your Instagram account, and also what I could see in your blog, how do you prepare for the pictures? You alone? Do you work with someone else? Someone is helping you?
That kind of depends on the cosplay and like what I'm going for. Sometimes I have like planned dates with my friends that, okay, today is a beautiful day outside, let's go and photo shoot something. And then I of course have to coordinate everything with a friend. But like if I'm taking pictures just by myself, I think that's the more, or what happens most times. I take my pictures myself. I have like a tripod for my camera and just use that. That's really helpful. Like say a premiere of a film or a TV show, and I have a costume for that. So I have a deadline. Okay, this show is coming out next Friday and I want to post about it on that day. Then I have to take the picture before that and leave myself some time for editing and stuff. Like first you have the inspiration, that's okay, I need to take this picture. Then I put on the cosplay, become the character and take that pictures. It's really like there's multiple steps to take for every photo shoot, but I would say the key is still to have fun, like enjoy yourself.
Don't stress.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's quite difficult to follow that rule, actually. I mean, do not stress.
Mm-hmm.
How long does a photography session can take for you?
That also really depends. I took some pictures for this week actually when the Snyder Cut of Justice League came out, I woke up and I was like, I feel like taking a new picture for this. So I just threw on the bodysuit and set up my camera and just clicked something. I was done like in 30 minutes or something. But then I had like a photo shoot last fall for a magazine, and I was photographed as Sansa, and it takes a lot more time to become her, because the hair alone, you have so many braids and stuff, and you have to do everything. It takes like an hour just to get ready or more. And of course, if you're shooting on location, that always takes more time, because you have to account for travel and like finding the perfect spot on the location, and maybe the lighting is off or something. So it really depends. Like it can be multiple hours or like a whole day, or it can be just like 30 minutes. It really depends on what's going on.
Okay, but I mean, more than a day is not possible.
I know people have like shot fan films or done bigger shoots, like a group shoot or something that might take several days, I think. But for me, it's never been more than a day at once.
So you were saying that also you make some edition for the pictures in order to add some effect.
Yeah.
Programs do you usually use for doing the edition?
I usually edit my pictures on my phone or my pad with PixArt. It's a free app you get from Play Store or whatever store you have on your phone. And yeah, that's the one that I use most.
Okay, nice. You said that about your family. What does your family think about this hobby that you have?
They laugh a lot because, well, my parents, they do support me, but they don't fully understand what's going on. Whenever they see me, they don't know what I'm going to look like, and they're like, oh, okay, so this is today's look. Cool. I have no idea what character you're supposed to be or what the heck you're doing, but cool, have fun.
But have you spread this kind of hobby to another person, family member or to a friend?
I think I have a couple of those as well. I have one friend from my childhood here in Finland. She was really she was the biggest fan beside me about stuff. It's been always easy to talk with her about these kinds of things. After I set up my account, she was like, for a couple of years, I was like, your account looks so cool. Like I might want to try that. And I kept pushing, like, you should definitely try that. You would be so good with this as well. And then she did create her account as well. And she's been posting her collections and cosplays and things on there. There's also some other people in other countries that I know I have inspired to some degree to keep up with these hobbies and embrace this side to the full.
So from being a person who were hiding this passion, then you are becoming like an inspiration to other people.
Yes, that's just crazy, but I'm really like grateful to have this platform and like see people actually like looking up to me. That still feels super crazy.
How did you feel that you were considered an inspiration for another people?
It's like it really touches me to hear these stories, because people keep coming to me like from time to time and telling me that I've inspired them in some way or made them stronger, or that I've been helpful in some way. Like I said, I'm really grateful that I have this opportunity, and I absolutely, if there is a way for me to help, more than willing to take that chance and shine my light on other people as well, because I think this hobby is just amazing. And if you feel like even a little bit that this might be your thing, then I would absolutely encourage everybody to try it out. Like there's nothing to lose.
No, as we were saying at the beginning, I mean, it's something that it doesn't produce any damage or hurt anyone.
Exactly.
So
Preach.
also, I said that you have a blog, right? Can you tell us about how this blog was born?
Some years ago, I did set up a personal blog for just myself for writing things. I wrote some pieces on Game of Thrones, the final season when it aired, but actually I haven't been writing for that blog since that time. I've been slacking on that one. But last summer, I was working for an organization that organizes the convention here in Finland. And there is this collaborative blog here in Finland for geek girls. Some of the members were also in the organization team for the convention, and we got to talking and they asked me to join the writing team for this collaborative blog, for which I've been now writing since last fall. I've written like 5 things maybe so far, and I think that's been really a cool experience. It's very free. You can choose your own topics and your time slots when you want to write that thing, then you just do it.
How do you get inspired to write?
Oh, I mean, I've always liked writing, theorizing about these films or TV shows. Like for WandaVision, I've been having like super exciting conversations with people about theories and how everything is looking. And then when somebody from the writing group suggested that we do like a collaborative review of the series, I was like, yes, I'm in. Yes, because I had been thinking that, okay, this show is like something that deserves to be written about because it was the first MCU series to debut and it was so different. Like you were so confused in the beginning and like everything was unraveling with a slower pace. And that's something that hasn't been done with many series. So like I was feeling already that this is a show that I would like to write something about. And then when somebody else was feeling that as well, then it was just perfect.
Interesting. So we're in presence of a blog writer. That's really good, actually. When it comes to your blog and also social media accounts, what would you like to reach?
I think the biggest thing is like to spread awareness of this hobby. Like I said, when I was growing up, I kind of had a feeling that there weren't too many people like me out there. So I want to like through my posts to encourage everybody who might be feeling left out or unseen or something that they know that there are similar people out there and it can be cool to be a geek. Yeah, I want to bring people together through this hobby, like, and help them find their own passion. Somebody might be really into cosplay or somebody might be really into photography or whatever. And I always like to encourage people to pursue those interests.
Well, I really support you. And I mean, eventually I will also help you if you might require my help. It's the first time that we met virtually speaking, but I completely support you. I mean, whatever it is regarding this geek passion that we have, cosplaying or comics or films or TV shows or mangas or animes, you cannot doubt about that. It's just so curious, as I said in some part, because probably there are people who have never known or have never heard about this hobby, and probably as you were saying that is not so relevant, but for us it's really relevant.
Exactly. I feel that you don't have to necessarily like understand the other person's hobbies or passions or whatever, but it is always a choice to respect their passions and interests regardless. So for example, I have no idea like about sports. I'm not interested in sports myself, but I know lots of people are, and like I don't understand it personally, but go do you. Like if that's what makes you happy, then sure. So I think that's a really important thing for people maybe to internalize, that you don't have to understand something in order to respect it.
Aren't you thinking in, like, you were saying that you did some communication studies and also the English language skills study, right?
Mm-hmm.
Weren't you considering doing like something regarding fashion, something like in order to improve or to get knowledge about cosplaying?
Actually, no, that's never been a path for me. I mean, it would be super useful, and I know lots of cosplayers are like studying to be seamstresses or some other fashion-related professions. But for me, ever since I was a kid, I've known that English was my strongest subject, and I've always been super interested in languages. So that was always like the path for me. And then with language studies, it's been really amazing to like combine these other studies and around it, like communications. I've also studied cultural studies and television and film, and I'm considering applying for journalistic degree next. So these all are like, they support each other, and they really in their way help me with this hobby, because for example, for the blog writing, I know how to use language for different kinds of purposes, and I also know how to analyze television series and films. So it's all like, it's coming together.
I didn't have any idea that you would like to be a journalist, actually. I congratulate you. Because I have also a friend in Peru. She also does cosplaying. This question came out of my mind because she is also, like you were saying, of some other cosplayers. She's like a fashion student, and she does all the process of going and buy the raw material and everything, and doing the models and drawing and everything. It's like a really hard process, but you will not stop doing cosplay, right?
No. God, no.
Okay, because I will be expecting a lot of cosplaying from you, actually. So that's really nice, I have to say. Okay, Lady of Light, the second part of the interview has ended, and now we are going to the last part of the interview. Mm-hmm. What would you recommend to a person who is beginning to introduce him or herself into this cosplay world?
I think when you're like starting to think about your first cosplay, I think a really important thing is to start smaller. Like maybe don't go for super elaborate design first. Like for example, doing like an armor or something that I couldn't do even now. But like starting from something a little smaller, like something you can buy or something that you can thrift or whatever, so you don't have to like jump straight into the deep end of everything. Just start with something quite simple, but something that you're passionate about still.
Regarding cosplaying, are you open to do like any kind of cosplaying?
I'm pretty much open to like any possibilities, but I do like to cosplay characters that I feel some kind of a connection to. Like I need to like the character in order for them to end up on my list. And either I have to like the character, like the personality of them, or the design of their costume. So there has to be like something that wakes my interest. So I wouldn't go dressing up as somebody that I have no like personal investment in.
From all the cosplays that you have already done, which would you consider your favorite?
I think it would have to be Sansa, because she's that cosplay is actually the first cosplay that I've done from scratch. Yeah, that is the first dress I've ever sewn. I had no idea what I was doing, and I was so proud and happy about how well it turned out and how much positive feedback I've been getting about her. Yeah, just I relate to her a lot as a character as well. We're both from the north, and we're adapting creative and resourceful and stuff, putting on that cosplay, it always makes me feel super like empowered, kind of like royalty.
How do you see yourself regarding cosplaying or blogs as a writer in the future?
Well, it's always been a dream for me to like combine my passions for all these pop culture things into something like a real career. And I feel like journalism could provide me with like a route to do that, to keep watching the shows and keep writing about them and getting people excited about them, but also like being able to pay my bills. So I think that would be a perfect thing for the future.
How do you consider that this current situation about Corona, I mean, how did this impact in your cosplaying activities?
Yes, it did and does still have an effect. I do want to create new things still, but since we don't have any big events coming up, I feel like I don't have enough motivation at the moment to take on some really big projects.
Mm-hmm.
Because there won't be anywhere besides like my bedroom or the backyard to showcase it at. So at the moment I prefer doing like smaller projects. Last year I did lots of closet cosplays, the slumber party princess thing, because that was perfect to just stay in my room and photo shoot there. But there are lots of like costumes that I would like to do, but I just don't feel like doing them right now until everything opens up more again. Of course, like several conventions got postponed and everything, so lots of my travel plans have changed. Like I said before, I work for this convention organization, so we've had to last year change everything from a live event into an online event, so that was its own hassle. So there's definitely been lots of things happening because of Corona in my hobby life as well.
But eventually, when everything goes back to normal, or it goes well eventually, will we be able to see you in an event such as Comic-Con Nordic, something like that, doing cosplay?
Yes, absolutely. I can't wait to go to conventions again. I've missed them so much.
Yeah, I miss them too. So probably it might be a possibility that if we met in a Comic-Con Nordic, we will be able to meet, and probably can I ask you some pictures with you? No problem.
Of course. Yes, of course. That would be amazing.
Okay, this is a proof. If you don't remember, I will show you this video.
You can show me this. It's a promise.
Okay, that's nice, that's nice. Well, Lady of the Light, this has been the interview with you. Mm-hmm. I hope that you have had a great time.
Yes, this was really a fun thing to do and get to know you more and talk about all these things that we are both passionate about. It's been really, really a fun experience. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, this interview is something that no one else has ever asked me to do. So this is totally new for me as well. But of course, like I want to support everyone's creative sides. This is clearly a thing for you, like having these conversations with people. And I'm really happy that I said yes. I have no regrets about this.
Well, it was a great pleasure to talk with you. I could be able to get know you better and further. Yes. As a person, like not Lady of Light, like Ira, had a great experience and a great moment with you during this interview. If you don't mind, can you tell your social medias for the people so they can know you and they can follow you?
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram at Lady of Light. On that profile, I have a link for everything else that I have. So check that out and you find all my other social accounts and stuff.
And what future projects do you have?
There are a couple cosplays that I want to create this year. There's probably one happening this spring still. I have little photo shooting plans with a friend for that. I'm sure there will be a couple others, something a bit smaller as well. But there will definitely be new content coming this year as well.
Nice. Your content should never stop.
It will never.
Your content is really great, and more when you have those interactions. I might say like those TikTok that you also do some with other cosplay.
Yeah. They are really fun to do. Like discovering TikTok has been the best thing about last year, or one of the best things, because that gives me a new outlet to challenge myself in a different way, like trying acting things. And it's been really, really refreshing to, instead of just like taking still pictures. I've really, really enjoyed making those as well.
And the other cosplayers are also really nice. Thanks to you, I have been able to follow them because I didn't know them.
That's something.
Yes.
That's really amazing. The community just keeps growing. Yes, I've definitely grown into myself with this account and all these opportunities. So I'm really, really happy with where I am at now and where my path has taken me.
Well, thank you once again for your time and your availability and your patience as well. Sorry for the technical issues before.
No, it's fine.
I really appreciate your time because you have accepted this invitation. I really, really appreciate, and I hope that this will not be the last time that we can meet or have an interview.
I'm sure we will have other opportunities as well.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yes, thank you so much. Take care and we will keep in touch.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, don't worry, every time. Bye bye.
Bueno, mortales, esa ha sido la entrevista con Lady of Light, o mejor conocida como Ira, su verdadero nombre. Muchísimas gracias, Ira, otra vez por disponibilidad, por tu paciencia y por haber aceptado estar en esta entrevista. Muchísimas gracias. Obviamente todas sus redes sociales van a estar acá abajo para que la puedan seguir, leer su blog. Escribe muy chévere y como han podido ver durante la entrevista, ella no es una profesional de la moda, pero los cosplay, si es que la siguen tanto en Instagram, en Facebook, en todas sus redes sociales, van a ver que sus cosplay son geniales. Es bien sencilla, es una persona genial que he podido conocer más durante la entrevista, si es que se han podido dar cuenta. Nuevamente muchísimas gracias, Ira, o Lady of Light, por esta entrevista. Que siga desarrollando su afición. Te apoyo desde acá. Tienes a una peruana, una compañera, una amiga, una fan de tu arte. Sigue mejorando tu arte, tu pasión. Yo te apoyo y ya sabes de que no estás sola. Así que toda la gente también que le gusta el cosplay y que quiere iniciar en este hermoso arte, en este hermoso hobby, sabe que puede contactarla a ella y posteriormente a otras personas que gracias a las redes sociales, como dijo Lady of Light, se puede llegar a conocer un montón de gente a través de estos mundos, de estas plataformas. Así que muchísimas gracias nuevamente, Ira, por tu aporte, por tu tiempo, esta gran conversación en el que nos hemos podido conocer más, y espero nuevamente, como ya lo habíamos dicho, que no sea la única y la última entrevista en la que podemos conversar. Tienes mi apoyo y espero tenerte otra vez por acá. Y para todos los mortales, ya saben, si les ha gustado este video, denle un like, suscríbanse, que es totalmente gratuito, activen la campanita para los futuros videos y dejen algún comentario sobre esta entrevista, qué es lo que más les ha llamado la atención sobre el mundo del cosplay. Y nuevamente, como dije, les voy a dejar acá las redes sociales de Ira o Lady of Light para que la puedan seguir y aprender más del cosplay y del blog que ella maneja. Y bueno, mortales, muchísimas gracias por estar durante la entrevista, por haber visto este video. Como siempre digo, todos somos simples mortales que estamos siempre aprendiendo. Muchísimas gracias nuevamente por estar acá. Cuídense mucho y nos vemos pronto. Chao.